special episode of The Joy of Painting. Now, I'll tell you what I got done while they put the colors on screen. I've just, as standard, put my canvas full of liquid white. And I'm not really sure what we'll make today, but I think we'll make it a nice old wooded place. So take a bit of your black, a bit of your green, just mix that all together. Mix that together. Make a beautiful green color. Very, very dark color though. And just, let's go crazy. Let's just kind of start with circles everywhere. Start with a bit of doing this. Now, the technique is in doing these X's and little circular motions. And, oh hell, we could even take a bit more of that black and put it down here. Oh, don't you see how that beautifully goes across the canvas? Now, I'm not even sure what I want to make today. But as Bob always says, there's no mistakes, only happy accidents. Now, on my set today, I've only got one man. And he's an old friend of mine, helping me out with painting for years, I believe. Years. Although, there's one thing that he did tell me about. A bit of a tragic story out of Scotland. But an old king. An old king. They say he was killed. Now, this is only a rumor, but they say it was his nobleman, his knight. But he didn't hear that one from me. Now you'll see. On this canvas, we have a bunch of black, a bunch of greens. And now is my favorite part. Where we clean the brush. You know this is Bob's favorite part. Be the dunking of it. Now, old Bob really wants to add a bit of character to this painting, so maybe we'll add a bit of, what would we want right now? Maybe a bit of our fan brush to make some trees. Oh, no, I've got a better idea. Let's take a bit of this brown, mix it up with our black, make a bit of a nice color. Take some water. Let's take some water. It's great to use water with your paintings. I think that it really helps in this green ocean to not make it red. All right, we've got our brush, our angled brush. Take some brown, mix that more. And now we have a nice watered down brown color. And as you'll see, we'll go through here and we'll make some branches, a little indication of trees in the Birnam Wood. Now, maybe this buddy lives here. Maybe he lives here. He's a big, thick tree. He's a big, thick tree. Make him all big. He's got a friend as well. He lives over here. You might be able to hear the ones behind us. I don't think, though. There's a bit of a seminar going outside about, I believe, a choir. Old Bob don't got enough money anymore for a whole studio, so we had to rent out a little place next to a music room. Oh, that's kind of sad, don't you think? Well, we have got two trees. Now, as you see, I take the branches and I kind of angle them. Yes, here we are, this tree right here. That one looks beautiful. Now, I'll just put away this brush. Take out the old fan brush. You know what I'm a fan of? I'm a fan of that man Macbeth. Oh, he used to be a good king. Well, not really a good king, but a good knight. Good, noble man. But then, greed and corruption went into his soul. After three gross old women talked to him. Now, I'll darken this green with a bit of brown, a bit of black, a little bit, just to darken it. Maybe a bit of phthalo blue. Ooh, that's a nice dark color. Can't you see that? Now we'll go through our trees. We'll just make indications of the darkness. Ooh, that looks nice. That does look nice. Now, I was inspired to make this because of the beautiful sights in Scotland. I went there recently with a trip with my family. I didn't see no castles, although I did see Inverness, where that Macbeth did live, before all the tragedies that happened in that story. Him and his wife loved each other, I believe, and something happened halfway through. Nothing that would happen to me and my wife. My wife and I have been married for many years. I'll just take a bit more green, mix it with maybe a little bit more yellow, just to make the flavor a bit different. You can hear that? I believe they're doing an ancient song about good faith. I believe that's what the witches did sing, actually. It sounded a bit like that. That's fine, though. No mistakes. Sounds pretty funny, actually. It almost sounds as funny as when that Macbeth started seeing things. Oh, he started seeing things. All right, I'm just gonna mix a new color. Oh, darn. Oven made a bit of red. Oh, what a sorry sight. What a sorry sight is this? I guess we're gonna make an autumn painting now. All right. This tree is gonna be all red. I don't know why. Don't know why not, actually. Beautiful, beautiful tree covered in redness. I'll add a little bit of ochre, yellow ochre, one of my favorite colors. Just to make the flavor of the tree a little bit different. Oh, darn. Now Bob up and did this. Made all of his green into red. Oh, Neptune would not be proud. Well, that's fine, though. Don't worry about that. Well, now Bob's gonna go clean his fan brush. All right, Bob's just cleaning his old fan brush. And I'm gonna take the 2-inch brush this time. Get my canvas over here. Not canvas, sorry, palette. Sometimes Bob forgets words. A lot like things were forgotten in that old Macbeth's mind. You know, we'll take some yellow ochre, maybe. Maybe a bit of yellow ochre, mix it with our gross. I shouldn't say gross. It's a nice color. Some of that, some phthalo blue, a bit more yellow. Trying to make a kind of greenish brown color. Maybe a bit of red as well. Oh, that's a beautiful, beautiful color. All right, now we'll kind of cake the ground with it. Make a bit of these. Make a bit of dot it down. But one thing I should tell you is that there was an ending to that story about that man who killed his king. But it was not a happy ending. See, you know, Bob loves happy endings. But I do realize that sometimes there's no happy endings in life. Sometimes life is just full of scorpions like my mind. It can be terrible sometimes, but you know, life is pretty beautiful when you look at the joy that you get through painting. Now Bob's gonna just go get some more green. I believe that I could take my 2-inch brush, where did I put it? Oh, Bob's such a forgetful soul. Such a forgetful soul. You know, Macbeth was forgetful too. He forgot about his wife. She was a great woman. Oh, some would say that she could only birth men from her because of how manly she became and how just powerful in her soul she was. Now, Bob's gonna make some bushes. You know how Bob loves his bushes. Now in these woods, they do say a legend about 3 women. And in the story, the rumor that I heard, I do believe that Macbeth talked to these women. Some would call them witches. I would just call them very, very mean spirits. But let's speak about Miss Macbeth again. She was such a powerful woman. What a power, what a beauty. Now, I do believe they had a failed marriage. Yes, halfway through they just stopped loving each other. And I do believe that she did commit suicide at the end of her life. She took her own life because she didn't want nobody else to take it. And I believe that she was so guilt-ridden from all those gross things they had to do. Beat the Duncan out of it. All right, now Bob's gonna take his old 2-inch brush. And I don't believe we did a sky, but I don't think we'll need a sky for this one. It's a very murky painting. I think we'll take some of that green that we just made, mix it with some red, make a nice brown color. And at the top of this little hill, there was, well, a castle. There was a hill and a castle. And I'll tell you, these trees, they did say they moved. They moved up. Bob's just gonna make a little hill over that tree. This tree might be behind the hill, but I'll go back and paint over the tree at the end. Bob he doesn't know what he's gonna do with this painting. I really don't. Today, I'm in a mood of just going over things. Gross colors we have. There we are, brush cleaned. Now, what do we need to do in this painting? I'm not sure if it should be darker. Ooh, I know. I should continue with that hill, but I should use a more brown color. You know, I did say earlier that the trees were fabled to move, but Macbeth only knew that through these weird figures he found in the woods. Take a bit of brown, mix a little bit of black in there, just make a nice brown. All right, now we'll just continue here. And in the wood, they did say that those creatures had a queen. And she didn't like that they were fooling Macbeth. I'm just gonna go over this tree. I don't really rightly care. That tree was kinda giving me the creeps anyway. But they say that there is a queen of these figures that they see. And I don't really know her name, but legend says it's Hecate or something like that. They told him 3 prophecies. And, I mean, those 3 prophecies were part of his downfall. They told him one of his best friends, Banquo. This is all I've heard, at least. I've heard a lot about this story. So, him and Banquo walking down the street one day. Not the street, but, you know, metaphorically. But they seen some witches, and they told him that he would have 3 titles. 3 titles. Cawdor was one. The Thane of Cawdor was the next title he was going to get, apparently, according to these witches. And that would mean that some man who holds the title Thane of Cawdor would have to die. And he did. He was a traitor to his country. And then they said he would be king. But then the king would have to die. So this made Macbeth think, what if the king was supposed to die? So he killed the king with his wife. I remember earlier I was talking about his wife. And I told you about how they had a failed kind of marriage, but at the start they were very good partners. Partners in greatness, if you will. And they loved each other very much. Now Bob's gonna go clean this brush real quick. This reminds me, that Duncan, he had 2 sons, Malcolm and Donalbain. Now I'll just love doing that. Now, 2 sons. And once their father was killed, they just kind of left the country. Oh, Macbeth wanted to convince everybody. I'll just take the fan brush real quick. No, not the fan brush, actually. Let's take this big one. Make some gray over here for the castle. Dunsinane gray, as I like to call it. right, and maybe add a bit of blue in there. Not much blue, just a little bit of blue, and a bit of green, just to make the indication of aged brick. Because this castle's very old. They say that the story took place ages ago. All right, maybe a bit of brown, but So Macbeth wanted to convince everybody that those two kids killed their daddy. Now, I don't know about you, I've got two kids. I don't think they would kill me ever. And if they did, they certainly wouldn't leave the country. They know that that's a bad idea. I'll train them well. Anyway, maybe darker gray. And a bit of blue. But nevertheless, he convinced the whole noble place that they had killed Duncan. So, oh, that's a beautiful castle color. Beautiful castle color. Well, they convinced everyone that they were the murderers, him and his wife. They convinced. Yes. All right, so after that, a bunch of mean acts happened by Macbeth. He went into a bit of madness because of what the witches told him. They told him that his best friend would have the title of king, not him, but his sons. And Macbeth knew that this meant that he'd have to die. And so, what he did is he sent somebody after him. Now, after he killed that Banco, he got his family killed, he went after another guy that the witches actually, because he went back to those fangled creatures, and the witches warned him about a man named Macduff. And then, as you do, he sent some murderers out to pick him off. Macduff, of course, was trying to find Malcolm. Remember, that was Duncan's son, and he went to another country to try and get an army to fight against Macbeth. He knew Macbeth was going to go crazy. He knew Macbeth was not a good king. All right. His father was a great king. What a good man Duncan was. Very good soul, they said. He could bleed gold, and his skin was lined with silver. What a man. Well, his son got an army, as I was talking about, to vanquish Macbeth and his allies. And soon, no one was Macbeth's ally, because Macduff came back with a vengeance, only because Macbeth killed his family, and fueled a bit with Scotland as well. That he killed Macbeth himself. In one battle, when the witches told him earlier that the wood will come up when he's about to die. And they told him that, no one born out of a woman would kill him. I would take that as no one could kill me. Everyone's born from a woman. But there's one caveat to that. Macduff, that man who has a vengeance, was not born from a woman traditionally. He was a C-section. Now, I know a couple C-sections, and they're still people. I'll tell you, they're still people. But they aren't medically out of a woman. Technically they are, but maybe for the record, they have to say that they're not of a woman. I don't know. Back in those times, it was pretty bad. Anyway, I'm just finishing up this castle here, as you can see, and I think that's a beautiful castle. Now, this castle was great. Duncan's castle. But he was killed in this castle, Macbeth was. He was killed in this castle, beheaded by Macduff. I call this one the final stroke. I think that turned out beautifully. Well, thank you for joining me today on the special episode of The Joy of Painting. And as always, God bless.